Hello and welcome to my video. My name is Clashly and today we are rewriting, redrawing and redesigning magical girl characters from my 10-year-old story. Over the past 10 years I've been working on and off on this project, so a lot of it I might keep, but it's kind of like working out the details of what I like and what I don't like. The main premise of it that I am keeping is that this story is about magical girls who get their powers from artifacts, and inside of these artifacts are ancient beings. I will go on a little bit more about the ancient beings. They are known as ancestors, but later on in this video I do draw the main character's ancestor, and I'll go into a little more detail of how they get their powers and what they are used for. The story focuses on 5 characters: Violetta, Amber, Lana, Saber and Hope, as they work for an organisation called the Museum. The focus of the museum is to collect and store these magical artifacts so they are in a safe space and they cannot be used by anyone willing to destroy them. This first video is going to focus on Violetta, what she does in her spare time, who she is, her ancestor, and what she looks like when she turns into her magical girl form. As you can see, I have started drawing her here. She used to be called Viola, but I decided to change it. I think sometimes just changing something small about a character can help, especially since her design has pretty much stayed the same since I created her. I just decided to change her bright pink hair to a magical girl form instead of her civilian form. Within the world that this story is set, Violetta is a famous supermodel. However, she is quite young and has decided to take up textiles in university. Coming from a rich family, her father was delighted with this and decided that he would buy out the university to guarantee her a place. All of the other students at the university really do not like this. They worked hard to get into this school, and this girl just shows up, already pretty famous, just buying her way in. This is how the first 2 main characters actually get to know each other. At the start of the story, Violetta is just going to the uni, and the second character that we'll be introduced to, Amber, is kind of making some mean comments about her. Through different events and everything, they end up being stuck together in the university. Amber has no way of actually getting home, so Violetta decides that, hey, come with me, I'll give you a ride. I don't really mind. And then they just end up going to Violetta's and talking it out. This has been like the main starting point of the story, but it is going to need fleshing out. I just need to find a way of getting these 2 characters to interact and getting to Viola's house. Because when they get to her house, there's a massive portrait on the wall, and Amber's like, hey, that looks like somebody I know. It looks like an ancestor from the museum. And this is how Amber gets Violetta to the museum. At this point, Amber already works for the museum, seen as her parents are big researchers there. Amber helps out there and already has her own magical girl transformation. And she sees that Violetta has a direct relative with an ancestor and decides to bring her on team and see if she's able to transform. I'll quickly just go over what an ancestor is before deep diving into the Aurora, which is Violetta's specific ancestor. An ancestor is a being of power, someone of when they were alive, fought for a cause so passionately that they were granted magical abilities. The ancestors focus their power into a magical artifact, and once they have passed, their soul transfers inside of it, for them then to guide on new beings, new people to hold this power and use it for their personal cause. The Aurora is very like main character energy. Hundreds of years ago, she was a princess, very fairy tale-ish, very fantasy. Her kingdom was overrun with dark monsters and creatures of the night, and her stepping up her cause was destroying this. Each ancestor grants a range of powers, not all of them coming at once. The ancestor has to decide when the current host deserves to get these. This includes basic athletic skill increase, a weapon, then they get a magical ability, they get ability from the weapon, and then they get the overall final super powerful stage of magical girl. The artifact that the Aurora chose was a crystal ball. It can change size when going into combat, but it usually sticks at the end of a staff, and that's where most of the magical abilities come from. It takes a while for Violetta to actually get the weapon and understand how to use it, so for now, at the start of the story, she is just stuck with a massive purple crystal ball. All of the transformed forms are based off how the ancestors looked. That's why Violetta gets to be bright pink, because of how the Aurora chooses to appear in her ancestral form. The current host does have some say in what their appearance looks like. If somebody transforms and it's pink and frilly and they don't usually like that, they can change it. They can be like, hey, I want to wear trousers, I want to wear comfy shoes, I don't want to go into battle with a mini skirt and a ton of frilly ribbons everywhere. Now I'm just going to show the original design for Violetta and how she changed. So originally it was a YouTube how to draw hairstyle tutorial, and then I was like, I want to do something with this. And how old? I would have been 11 or 12 at this point. And I was like, I'm going to make this super cute chibi story where they all transform into magical girls. Be really cute and amazing. So yeah, originally Violetta did have like the bright pink hair. But then I did a redesign of all of them later on. I was probably around 14, 15. And decided I'm going to redesign each one of them and actually create a proper story with this. The redesigns are really where I started falling in love with the characters more. Like including all the love hearts in Violetta's hair, creating more of a solid colour scheme, and designing the outfit. Her outfit pretty much hasn't changed, but this is where I came up with the concept of they will have a second more powerful form and they'll have abilities that come at different times. And in the original story, I went from, like secondary school characters to then making them a bit older, maybe like college age, so 17, 18, and then now I'm like, no, they're going to be adults, they're going to be in university, they're going to be studying different things. Now I'll show off some of the iPad things. These drawings are mainly from 2020 to 2024, I believe, when I was fully fleshing out the characters properly. And with these you can see a couple of the other characters that will be showing up in later videos, which will be exciting. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoy these. Goodbye.